Alright guys, it seems like the wait is finally over. Today the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut special event has finally arrived into Asphalt Legends, and today I will be having a look into every single detail in regards to the final release of this highly anticipated special event featuring one of the best cars of the entire game, not only in terms of top speed but also because of other characteristics I have already mentioned on my previous videos. So with nothing else to add, let's jump straight into it, because I low-key expected this special event to be a bit more difficult than it actually is, but don't worry because I will make sure to explain everything on today's video. Let's get into it. Alright, so first of all, I will be mad honest with you all guys. I expected the key of this Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut because let's remember it's a key car since it was released through a drive syndicate a year or a couple of years ago, if I am not mistaken. Well, at this point I could be wrong because, well, I don't care that much about the dates and when a car was exactly released. But anyways, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut needs a key to be unlocked and added into your garage. And in this case, we have two keys within the special event. We have one key at the end of the milestones path, which is, well, quite expected. I mean, I already told you all guys in regards of this matter because, well, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut is a quite exclusive car in a way, so Gameloft obviously will put at least one of the keys of this car within the milestones path at the very end, because you need to basically max out every single car in order to obtain this specific key, even the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. But you shall not worry because there is a second key included within this special event, and this time it's placed right at the penultimate stage, where you only need a max out Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut in order to be able to claim this key, which I think is huge, is really important, because if you just get 192 conditions by owning the other cars, despite of not being at max stars, you can technically obtain those 192 conditions required to unlock the penultimate stage, and once you do so, you should be able to unlock the packs for the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, max it out, and obtain the key from the penultimate stage, which I think it's an absolutely unprecedented detail coming from Gameloft, because, well, as I said, expected them to put the key at a certainly difficult position. But I mean, you don't necessarily have to own all the cards required within this specific special event in order to obtain the key at max stars. You only need to have them at a specific set of stars, which I am not quite sure yet. I will put some screenshot on the video right now, because I remember I asked some of you guys in regards to which configurations could get you the key once you completely max out the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, and you all sent me some of these configurations. Special thanks to Nurechap, who sent me one of the very first configurations you need in order to unlock the packs, max out the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, and obtain the key from the penultimate stage. So I have to admit that this basically changes absolutely everything, because, well, you no longer need to max out every single car required within the special event itself in order to be able to properly max out and unlock your Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, because, well, I have to be honest with you all guys. Obviously, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut is really good at 3 stars. I mean, I tested it out back when it arrived for the very first time, right after its drive syndicate. And, well, it's not bad, but it can be way better once you completely max it out. Maybe the special event itself doesn't give all the epic import parts required to properly gold max the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut itself, because if I am not mistaken, the special event itself gives like 11 epic import parts of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. But there is another great detail in regards to this special event. First of all, I checked all of this information from the special event calculator, which you can check on this video description because I will include the link. And honestly guys, I don't know who is the guy making these special event calculators, but I personally believe he's the absolute GOAT. Oh god, I mean, it's extremely helpful to properly visualize how hard or easy it is to get to a certain point within a special event. We can not only obtain 11 epics of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut itself, despite I am not completely sure if that's by including the final stage epic import parts, because I guess that on the final stage it depends on which percentage you end the race itself in order to get more or less epic import parts. So I don't think those are included. But I mean, if you complete the entire milestone, if you do all the stages and whatnot, you should be well set to obtain 11 epic import parts of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. I think that on the club milestones there is another one, and then on the Legends Pass there is another one. So in total, if you have the Legends Pass and you are on a decently active club, you should be able to get somewhere around 12 to 13 epic import parts, which is basically enough to gold max the car, excepting the top speed, which is basically useless, because if the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut at stock goes well beyond 500 kilometers per hour, why would you apply epic import parts in order to gold max the top speed? It's like, it doesn't have that much sense, you know. But if you had 12 epic import parts and each stat requires 4 epic import parts in order to be fully golden, you can gold every single stat within the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut stat set and skip the top speed, which is, as I said, quite useless. But anyways, that's quite cool, because aside from the special event itself, you can also see how Gameloft slightly reduced the total amount of club points you need in order to obtain the final milestone from the club rewards. Instead of 6 million of club points, this season you only need 2.7 million club points in order to obtain the final rewards, which in this case is the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut epic import part. Not the most useful reward for me, but I understand that for many of you guys who might be considering to go for the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, this is something extremely phenomenal. But that's what basically it in regards to the epic import parts of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut itself. But now I'm continuing with the point I made in regards to the special event calculator. This time we can get to see how there are a significantly increased amount of the required cars epic import parts showing up on this special event, because it means that by owning these required cars at max stars in most of the cases, you will be able to get a quite decent amount of epic import parts of all these cars, which I personally think it's a nice detail that helps absolutely everyone in order to get a step closer to gold max not only the main special event car, but also all the other side cars you need in order to complete the special event itself. And that's, I think, is a quite nice detail coming from Gameloft. I am not completely sure of how many tokens you need in order to get the bare minimum in terms of conditions to unlock the packs, max out the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, and then claim the key from the penultimate stage. But if I had to place my bet, and it depends on the luck you get from the multi-packs where all the required cards of this special event are contained, well, I would say that theoretically with between 70 to 80,000 tokens should be enough to both get the cards at the bare minimum in order to achieve the 192 conditions, and then the rest in order to completely max out the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. I mean, to start it up from 0 to 6 stars, because the drops of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut packs are basically normal like any other special event card, so it's not like the drops will be harder or something like that. I heard that Gameloft changed the drop rates in some multi-packs, but I don't know up to what point will that affect to any person trying to max out the required cards for this special event itself. All in all, I already made a video explaining why do I think that the requirements of this special event are not a gift, in the meaning that, well, those cards have been not that easy to spot in their last few years or months, depending on when you started playing Asphalt Legends, but still, if you have plenty of tokens, I mean, as I said, between 70 to 80,000 tokens, depending, it might be a bit more if Gameloft changed the drops from the multi-pack of the required cards, well, you should be quite well placed to completely unlock the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. Maybe not gold, because the epic import parts are mostly placed at the final milestones of each individual stage, meaning that you have to completely max out the required cards in order to obtain all the 11 epic import parts of the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut to gold it out and get the most out of your 6 stars Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. But aside from that, I don't know, guys, I don't really think you all should be good to go with a 0404 configuration on the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. If you have it at max stars, maybe you could get some offer featuring some epic import parts wild cards or something like that, and get some extra epic import parts that way once the special event is over. But you know, the main goal here is to completely unlock the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, and if that implies maxing it out, well, as I said, it will take you that amount of tokens. Obviously, it might take a bit more or less depending on your garage and that stuff. But I don't know, guys, I don't really think this is a great opportunity to unlock one of the best cards of the entire game. Unfortunately, if you don't have the amount of tokens I have just mentioned, you are not in a good position to unlock this card, which is quite sad, because no one knows when we will have another opportunity like this one to unlock the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut itself, which is, I mean, guys, it's one of my favorite cards because the performance is just absolutely insane. You know, while I am playing with the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, I like to think of myself as a monkey with a gun, because I am not the most skilled player, you all guys already know that, but I have quite a lot of fun while using the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, despite my laps and my lap times absolutely suck. But you know, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut is such an overpowered car that even if you are not the most skilled driver, as I am, you will be set to win race after race after race and that stuff. Obviously, this will change once everyone gets to unlock their Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut once the special event is over. So yeah, I might have a lot more competition and I will have to switch into more powerful options like the Imperium. I mean, even if I am not the most skilled driver, I still have a lot of fun with the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut, and I am quite sure most of you guys will have a lot of fun with this car as well. So that was everything in regards to this Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut special event, a quite complete, quite well-structured special event, and I have to admit that Gameloft this time made the things the right way, not like the Hennessy Venom F5 Blue Monday packs thing. And that was basically it, guys. Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure to let me know if you are planning to go in for the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. Make sure to check the special event calculator down on this video description, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt content. Goodbye guys, take care, and I will see you really soon.